Now, I don't know if you read the title or not, but this is on how to be a great leader or how to be an inspirational leader. And you might be thinking, well, what qualifies you, Peter, to be a great leader or to tell me about how to be an inspirational great leader? I'm not the CEO of a $1 billion company. By the way, if you're here to learn how to become a billionaire, I don't know that you're in the right podcast. Although, if I think about it, the concepts are the same. Sometimes, though, we have to find the balance in what it is we want. So you might want to be, let me explain. Might want to be a great leader at work with your employees, your group, your team. You also can look and think about being a leader in personal ways. This is where I feel qualified. I have tried to inspire myself to be a great leader in my own life, probably just like you, ever since I could remember. Not that I consciously said it, but I had to inspire myself. And then I had a family. I had 3 children, and I wanted to inspire my children, and I wanted to inspire my partner, and I wanted to eventually inspire my nutrition clients, my physical therapy patients, my audience, and maybe now perhaps you. So what I'm going to share here is for any area of your life. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be in the business. You don't have to be a manager. You don't have to be an owner. If you are, that's just going to benefit you in leading the people that you lead. But in every area of our lives, we are leading. And if we're not leading, we can become leaders by the 6 things I'm going to share with you. Now, these are not exhaustive things. There's so much more. Like there's not just one path to the end goal. And for this, we're talking about leadership and we're talking about inspiration. But there's some of the commonalities that I have observed in 30 years of observing for myself. How can I be the best leader possible to give my audience, whoever I'm talking to, my children, the information that I think will change their lives, and do it in an inspirational, motivating way. That's what I've been on a quest for personally. So that I'm going to share with you the 6 things. And again, by no way are these exhaustive. This is in conjunction. This podcast is in conjunction with a blog post. So you can read everything I'm going to share with you too. I might add to it. I might tweak it a little bit, but you're going to get the gist of it. So the number one way to become an inspirational leader, in my experience, is to create a compelling vision. Now, your vision might be given to you by your company, your boss, your manager, whatever, or you could be charged with coming up with it. Even if you're given the vision, you can modify it, evolve it, shape it to make sense for you personally, because one of the things I talk about here of creating a compelling vision and motivating others with it is to find the what's in it for me factor. I don't say that in a negative way. That's not a judgment. We're always thinking, what's the benefit of me doing this? So if you can tell the people that you lead the benefit while you're telling them what has to be accomplished, what must be accomplished, what's important to be accomplished, whether you want to call them goals or something else, that's just, in my experience, a great way to get people on board to support. So first and foremost, great leaders have a great vision. It's exciting, it's compelling, and the really great ones, like I said, make them mutually beneficial. So we are all, by creating this vision, by working on it, by following it, by making the things happen that need to happen, you and I will both benefit. I think that's a sign of a great leader. Great leaders help others see and understand the vision. So I have this vision. I want to create a fitness product, and I'm going to bring in people around me to do that. I did this with a resistance band that I sold. I hired a producer, and he hired a whole bunch of people to put this thing together, to shoot a video and make the props and all that. I had to be very, very clear of the vision that I wanted. I had to explain it to him so that he can explain it to the people that worked under him. So taking the time to describe the vision, to make people see. I'll give you another example personally. When I coach someone, whether they want to lose weight or they want to decrease anxiety in their lives, or they just want to be more, they want to be a better leader, I help them to create a compelling vision. And that compelling vision includes all the senses, right? What are you wearing? Where are you going? What are you smelling? What are you listening to? The more that we can create this experience in our minds, because the mind can't tell the difference between reality and perceived reality. So why not take advantage of that? The more you and I can figure this out in a just in a very, very descriptive way, exciting, compelling. You're driving down the street in your brand new red car and you're wearing an outfit that you just feel so good in, and you're going to pick someone up that you really love spending time with, and you're going to go to a place that you love to be. I mean, stuff like that are compelling visions. Now, that's personal. If it's business, there's still a way to do that that incorporates excitement and involvement and mutual benefit. Uh, so I just said number three, they describe in mutually beneficial ways how achieving the reward is exciting, rewarding, and fun for everyone. And great leaders involve their people in the process. So you may or may not be able to involve your people in the vision itself, but you can certainly involve them and ask them questions. Hey, here's the vision. Here's the goal. Here's the outcome. What do you think? Give me your feedback. Not that you have to take everything they say, but you know this, the value of being heard for another human being. It's one of the basic human needs. So if we can do that to others, then someone might drop their guard and their resistance to say, okay, this makes sense. I'm going to try to do this because I've been involved in this process, which I think is awesome. Okay, so number one is create a compelling vision. Number two is become a great listener. This I have found so much value, especially listening to my physical therapy and nutrition clients, listening to my audience, listening to my children, listening to my girlfriend, listening to my brother, my sister, my mother, everyone that's important to me in my life. I have tried to become a great listener. And when I say that, trying, meaning I'm still a work in progress, because I can hear something and get resisted or reactive and put up my guard. And that's not helpful for anyone, especially if you're a leader and you're trying to lead people. So I want to first hear what people are telling you. If they're complaining, what are they really saying? Listen to this. I call this discerning listening, by the way. Your people, your kids, your employees, this could be anyone, will tell you everything you need to know if we just listen for it. So instead of judging what you're hearing, look at it from their point of view just for a minute. I'm not saying they're right. If they say to you, oh, we just can't do this, it's impossible with the funds that we have or the resources, suspend judgment and just hear out, where is that coming from? So if someone says something that can't be done, are they merely projecting their own insecurities about accomplishing what's being asked of them? Maybe they don't feel competent enough to achieve what's going to be done. So some of us might say, well, that's impossible, or that's not a good thing to do, or however we express it. It just might be a projection of our own insecurity. So what a good leader will do will listen, will hear that, and then find the good in that employee, that person, that child, and say, well, you're very good at this. I've seen you in the past solve these math problems. I've seen you figure out this software program, whatever it is. You can find the good in that person and help them achieve that confidence to say, you can do this, and I'm going to support you in doing that. Or are they telling you the vision hasn't been sufficiently clear? So if someone's complaining or resisting or putting up roadblocks, do they fully understand the vision? And this is an opportunity for us to go back and re-explain it or explain it or talk about it together, and then try to tie in the what's in it for me factor. Okay, so that's number two, become a great listener. Number three, lead by example. This is so obvious, but sometimes we forget the obvious, so we need to be reminded. Great leaders demonstrate the change they want to see in others. Gandhi said that, right? You want to change the world, start with yourself. There's no truer thing has ever been said. I try to do that myself personally, especially with my children. I want them to be healthy. I want them to eat a certain way because I know when they do, they're going to have better lives. They're going to look and feel better about themselves, and that's just going to transcend all parts of their lives. And if they exercise a certain way, so I want to lead and I want to do those things that I want my children to do. I want to do the things that I'm asking my clients to do for their benefit based on their vision. Okay, so great leaders are the first people to pick up the broom, sit at the laptop and make a spreadsheet. If that's not your strength, that's okay. You find another one, or set up the time to hear what people have to share. Lead by example. Be willing to do the things that you're asking other people to do. I have found that that goes a long way. If your employee sees you picking up the slack somewhere, that's going to speak volumes to them. So that's number three, lead by example. Number four, surround yourself with great people. This one, again, this is not rocket science, but the awesome thing about life, And being successful, however you describe that, is it's not complicated. It's these little things that you and I can do every day that make a difference. Surround yourself with great people. I learned this when I was in high school. My high school football coach told us we are the sum total of the 5 people that we hang out with the most. Now, just think about that for a second. Are the people that you're hanging out with doing fun and exciting things, improving themselves, wanting new experiences, learning, reading, writing, being creative, whatever you value? Or are the people that you're hanging out with most just chilling, doing nothing, complaining, sitting in the cafe and complaining how the world's a rotten place and no one cares and what's the point anyway? So we want to be careful about that. We can't choose our family, right? But we can choose how we are going to interact with them. We don't have enough time to elaborate on that, but we have the choice of how we're going to respond or react to some of the family members that can be challenging and can challenge us when we're trying to better ourselves. Okay, and just looking at it a little bit differently. Sometimes we can choose our team, but when we can't, so I'm talking more in a work relationship now. If we can't, like I said before, we can find what I think a great leader can do is find the strengths in their people and help those people believe in their strengths, develop their strengths, expose their strengths, and then support them in doing so and giving them a little bit of autonomy, giving them a little bit of direction, and giving them a little boost and saying, hey, I believe in you. I know you can do this. This one has been so incredible for me. I've come amongst or up, I don't want to say against, but I've worked with people who are just so resistant. And I get this because I have been in areas of my life and there's different reasons for it. But I understand what it is. They're not a bad person. They don't want to be a jerk. They don't want to ruin everything. They sometimes just want to be listened to, or they're struggling with self-doubt, and that self-doubt can get projected as judgment, resistance, annoyance, you name it. So it's just taking the time again to understand who you're working with. And believe me, if you have an employee or a child that is combative, resistance, and you can break through that, you can connect using some of these strategies, you will have the most loyal employee, child, friend, partner, because they feel validated, they feel listened to, they feel like a human being. Basic human things we all need, and as a great leader, we can provide a lot of those things. Now, there's a time when there's an employee that just is not going to make the cut, and that's okay. We're doing them a better favor by letting them go, informing them, whatever the process is, where you work, where you are. Sometimes, excuse me, that's for the better, and that's benefiting them. Same thing goes for a relationship. You could be in a relationship and you could be with someone that you say, you're just not the right person for me, but you don't want to say that because you don't want to hurt their feelings. But really, making a change in the relationship can can give them the opportunity to be with the person they should be with. And number 4 is to consistently take action. A great leader consistently takes action every single day, every day, do something towards the vision. This, I can't stress enough, has been so powerful. I'll give you an example. Every day for a year, when I did push-ups, or every time I did push-ups for a year, I should say, I didn't do them every day, but almost. I thought about being on QVC, the TV home shopping network, because I wanted to get on to promote my fitness product. So for a year, every time I did push-ups, I thought about the vision. Get on QVC. I believe the product is going to help people. It's going to change their lives. And I confirmed it every time I exercise. So guess what? I got on QVC. Coincidence? I don't think so. I just like to think that you and I have more power in the things that we manifest by doing simple things like thinking about it consistently, not obsessing and to the exclusion of anything else, your family, your friends, your fun, your leisure time, not to be obsessed about work or it's about something personal, but to blend it in with everything else in your life and how it benefits. Again, going back to that first vision, how accomplishing this is going to benefit every area of my life. That's what great leaders do, and I just think that's so powerful. So whether it's a phone call or email or just simply checking something off a to-do list, it's confirming in your Your conscious mind is confirming to your subconscious mind, which is super powerful because it's working behind the scenes to get what you want and to do what you need to do. That consistently sends a message saying, I'm serious about this vision and I'm going to make it happen. And here's how I'm proving that. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Dedicate workouts to thinking about achieving your goals. I've told you this so many times. When you and I work out, our body's releasing powerful feel good chemicals. The mind and the body. They're painkillers, they're human growth hormone, they're testosterone, all other incredible chemicals that if you and I tap into can make us more powerful, more inspired, more motivated, feel less pain, increase our immune system. So if you and I, while we're exercising and training, whatever you want to call it, direct your mind towards the vision, and I promise you, there's been books written about this. The Power of Full Engagement, I think it was one of the books. If you and I do that, then we're going to get great ideas. We're going to get solutions to issues that or challenges that come up. Okay? And then I've been saying this for years too. Choose meals for the energy they provide, for the health benefit they provide, to align with your vision. Imagine that. You walk into a restaurant, instead of saying, I'm going to choose not that we do this, the fattest, highest sugar, highest salt content food, which is what fat, sugar, and salt are the primary components that make food taste good when we're eating away from the home, right? We know that. Or if you don't know that, you know that now. But how can I consistently choose meals that will align with my vision? That's just a completely different way to look at nutrition. It sets your relationship with food on edge, because a lot of times we eat to feel better, whether we're conscious of it or not, but now we're eating because we want this amazing goal. We want to do this, we want to attract this person into our lives. We want to wear this outfit to go to that great place. That's just a so much more exciting way to look at food. Okay, so that's number 5, right? I'm going to say it's 5. We could always backtrack. And the last one is stay laser focused. The most successful people, the greatest leaders, don't let anyone or anything distract them from the vision, from their goals. They are on task. And again, not to the exclusion of living their lives. They're including their family members. They're bringing everyone along for the ride because this is a benefit for everyone. It's not just, hey, I'm going to make $1 billion, and once I do, I'm going to take care of all you guys, because you know what happens then. Where is the family? Where are the kids? They're already resentful. You weren't home. You weren't there for them. I've heard these stories too many times. Parents working so hard, late into the night, weekends, going away on trips, all for their family. And then when they come home, their wife leaves them or their partner leaves them. The kids don't talk to them because, yeah, I got all this money, thanks a lot, but you weren't there. You weren't at my baseball game. You didn't take me to dance. So that's just something to keep in our heads, to say, is the money success worth anything without the people that we love to share it with them? Okay? Just a thought. The most successful people, in my opinion, they limit social media, news, politics, especially when they're trying to get into the zone. Because when you and I are in the zone, you know this, that's when our best work happens. So limit that stuff. That stuff is just a distraction. You can meter it, meaning, okay, I need some news. I need to know some politics, especially if it applies to my business, new laws and regulations. Maybe even some social media is beneficial, like what's going on out there. What are people thinking about when they're trying to buy a car or trying to get healthy? You're doing some market research. What I'm saying is the most successful people don't get pulled in. They use it as a resource. And I think social media is an incredible resource. It's free most of the time. So take advantage of it if you're not. But just try to keep that distance, that healthy balance. And then the most successful people, in my opinion, my therapist Frank shared this with me, they reframe everything to benefit them and their vision. Meaning, no matter what happens to you, if you get cut off by someone, if someone sends you a nasty email, if an employee says, no, I'm not doing this, if a student, you're a teacher, says, I refuse to do my homework, what's the lesson there? What benefit can what's happening to me, even though it appears negative, man, if you can do this, if you could reframe everything that happens to you, everything that you see, everything that you hear, every interaction, every person that comes into your life, every traffic accident, if you could reframe it with some type of benefit. What's the benefit for me and my vision, and how is it going to affect the people that I love and care about, the people that I lead, the goals that I want to accomplish? Then everything in life turns around. Instead of being an uphill battle, it's this is what I have to do because I've made it such a priority. Okay, so those are the six. There's more, but those are the six that if we consistently do, I have seen people, my clients, my friends, myself, my children, people that I care about benefit because they're just consistently doing something to be their best selves. And you know it, when you and I are our best selves, we're doing great things. We're doing great things for ourselves, for the people we care about, and we're doing good in the world. And the final thing I'll leave you with is all great leaders inspire their people to want to follow them, to work with them, to be with them. They're fun, they're engaging, they're playful, they're doing something exciting. They want to bring you along. And who knows, then you can be the leader. You can learn from that person. I've had so many mentors in my life that taught me, that I followed them, that I went to their speaking seminars, that I read their books, and now I'm doing my own leadership in a way that is personal and beneficial to me and the people in my life. I hope all of that helps. There's a blog attached to this so you can read through it all. Send me an email. If you have my number, text me. I always love hearing from you. My best to you and your family. Until then, I'm Peter.